At Times Now Summer 2024, the theme being India Unstoppable. Decoding India is happening at the moment. Let's listen.
Building ships by stitching them together. Now, they haven't built for many generations a large ship. They built coastal, small boats, etc.
So when you say stitching them together, this is without nails,
without nails.
Modern carpentry.
Yeah,
they're interlocked
and stitched together with using coir ropes. So it's a completely unique technique. The technique was used for thousands of years for Indians to build ocean-going ships. It's now rapidly dying out, but I thought that before it dies out, let me get hold of these guys. And then, based on a painting in Ajanta and a book called the Yukti Kalpataru, which is an ancient book written by Raja Bhoj in the 9th century, and then other evidence that I also gathered. So putting all together, we are now building this ancient ship, built pretty much with it's got pretty much nothing modern in it, except the toilets. And we are, it has no nails in it. So we are building this ship. And as we speak, it's being put together by this last group of people who remember this technique in Goa, in Diwar Island.
And what's very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's not just a showpiece. You're actually going to sail this down all the way across various Asian countries. And that's going to be quite a task. You're going to be sailing with it.
Yes, I intend to sail with it. Why would I take all the trouble and not let somebody else have the fun? So, the ship is being put together, and about a year from now, we will have it in a position to put it in the water. Then it'll take some time to test it and kit it out. But in December, the Honorable Prime Minister and His Highness the Sultan of Oman made a joint declaration that the very first voyage of the ship will be from India to Muscat, from Mandvi to Muscat to be precise. It's a three-week voyage, and if that succeeds, we will then take it to the other coast and try and sail from Kalinga or Odisha all the way to Bali to recreate the Bali Jatra. That's probably a 2-3 month voyage. So that's some distance away, but...
And 2-3 months. Round of applause. Because it's not going to be easy. There are no modern amenities on this ship. You won't have any electricity. You won't have any kind of navigation.
No air conditioning, blazing hot. And, there'll be storms and other nasty things that will happen. And remember, we also don't know exactly how the ship will behave in water. Because, as I said, the hull is flexible since it's stitched together. It's not nailed together. It doesn't have a proper rudder. It has a trailing oar, which is what ancient ships used to use. We don't have lantern sail. We are using square sails, which is a type of sail that was used in ancient times. But remember, modern sailors don't use this. So my crew, which the Indian Navy is very kindly providing, which will be about 12 people from the Indian Navy, these sailors are expert sailors in modern ships. But when sailing a new ship like this, they will have to relearn the whole thing. So I am very grateful to the Ministry of Culture and to the Indian Navy for supporting this somewhat madcap project of mine.
Well, that's my next question. Why would someone like you, who could very easily have an air-conditioned office in North or South Block or some other corner of Delhi, someone who's known for writing books and perhaps more recently a Netflix series, why would you take on a project like this?
So I think this is important that you understand what is the aim here. And why I'm doing this, despite having, another whole area of work in building the economy, which is, running the world's fastest growing economy is also a full-time job. The reason is that you need to understand that we are not just building an economy. We are rebuilding a civilization. And because we are rebuilding a civilization, it requires a much wider ambit of things that you need to build. You need to build the ship. You also need to build the highways, the airports. You need to have the startups. And this requires us to have a certain sense of ourselves, a certain aspiration. So this requires, we need to break out this hum gareeb the, gareeb hain, har kisi tarah se gareeb rahenge mindset and begin to aspire. So when that requires a certain culture of risk-taking, adventure and so on, which is inherent in also sending spaceship to the moon. Let's build our own parliament. And let's build this ancient ship. Because it's part of getting ourselves out of this mindset, which has been, by the way, to some, not something we sell to ourselves, but in fact been sold to us during the colonial period in particular, that somehow we were a peaceful, passive people. Other people came and always colonized us. We never did anything actively.